that is Emerson Mnangagwa, is heading back to Zimbabwe after a catastrophic presentation at the UAE Global Leaders Summit. Other leaders represented their countries very, very well, but Emerson Mnangagwa's presentation was embarrassing. Law, it portrayed him as a weak leader, particularly on a global scale. I know Barakash has tried to spin that, but as a group that is technically incapable, the more they tried, the more they exposed that the men misfired at the recently held event. It's a talk of everybody, and everybody got to ask himself these questions. Did Mnangagwa understand the line of questioning? Number two, is he mentally upright? Number three, I think his IQ on a global scale was exposed by far. And also notable, he is with Wicknell Chivayo. Wicknell Chivayo had to actually make sure that he is part of these foreign trips. He is always with Emerson Mnangagwa of late when he undertakes foreign trips. For what reasons and for what purpose? I think I will borrow from what has been put on the public domain by Blessed Keza. Greetings and welcome to your lovely channel, the Hlonipani Global News. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. So, Mnangagwa is coming back to Zimbabwe after catastrophic presentations. But anyway, will he see it as a catastrophic presentation? Number one thing that stood out when he spoke at a global event was that he fears Donald Trump. He was asked a simple question: what's your take on what transpired in Venezuela? Because he understands that he is a Maduro of Zimbabwe, and the way he answers that question may actually invite a lot of enemies or trouble for him by Donald Trump. Emerson Mnangagwa displayed ignorance that he is far away from Venezuela. We read about what is happening in Venezuela, but we are not so sure about what is happening in Venezuela. We will find out. It has been all over the news. West for a head of state with actually a state apparatus arsenal, such as the state security agents like the CIOs, Central Intelligence Organization. Definitely they should have given him full information and full details about what happened in Venezuela. But he demonstrated misunderstanding, gross misunderstanding of the question. Of course, some say it was a trap for him and he became diplomatic. In a manner, he answered that question. But guys, let us not deceive ourselves. I think from what has been put on the public platforms by Blessed Keza, we now understand why Blessed Keza said Emerson Mnangagwa is suffering from serious dementia. The way he responded, other leaders were asked a very similar question about two, and they properly answered the question. The question, in simple terms, was trying to ask Mnangagwa what happened in Venezuela, the arrest of a sitting president. What's your take on that vis-a-vis the rules governing the multilateral nations? A multilateral institution such as the United Nations. The man was supposed to answer the question based on the non-values as well as actually rules of the United Nations. He never attempted to do so. He went to the bush. It was embarrassing. I think he thought people were clapping for him. People were laughing. in a manner he failed to actually and understand the question. And also, he, instead of, when he realized that he had actually made serious mistakes, he then had to actually hit back at the West. And when he was asked about the land reform, instead of coming clean about the past injustices that were done when the land reform program was implemented in Zimbabwe, he missed an opportunity to do what his government have always said they are doing internationally. That is to reset Zimbabwe relations with Western countries. He failed dismally. There is no Western country, after hearing what Mnangagwa said, who can actually wish to invest or do anything in Zimbabwe, taking into consideration what is happening to current investors in Zimbabwe, where they wake up in the morning without their minds, and when they attempt to seek legal recourse, and of course they receive judgments in their favor, but judgments are not enforced, especially when they are wrestling against ZANU-PF thugs. A typical example being the mine in Gwanda, whereby a court order was issued for these thugs to vacate the mine, but up to today they are still on that particular mine. And also the other question where he misfired correctly when he was asked which is better, the Western investment as well as the Chinese investment. The man missed the opportunity to actually just compare and contrast the two. That is what was basically needed. He was not trapped at all. It was an opportunity for him to display his political IQ. West, as a long serving political member amongst the people he was in the panel with, he appears to be an oldest person with experience politically. If we are to count the years as minister and also as vice president of Zimbabwe, as well as also the president of Zimbabwe, we expected quite better. And also what is standing out is Wignell Chivayo going with Mnangagwa to UAE, and it remains to be seen whose budget was used, or the man is going to fetch Mnangagwa with his aeroplane. It remains to be seen. We will be following this story. I'm so sure and hopeful that he would be touching down to Zimbabwe very, very soon. Otherwise, a wasteful expenditure that was done by Mnangagwa. He went and came back home with nothing but carrying bags and bags of embarrassment. Thank you very much for watching us. If you are watching us for the very first time, please do remember to press the red or black subscribe button so that next time when we beam live, you become the very first one to watch us. You can financially support this channel by pressing the join button and be part of our members who are the heartbeat of this channel. You can equally do so by pressing the thanks button and send us stars. Okanqobo Mhlabane is signing off. Let me love and leave you. Let's meet on the other side of the live broadcast.